I'm incredibly excited to be here, where brilliant minds come together to explore innovative ideas that shape our future. Today, I have the privilege and honor in sharing my journey and insights with all of you. My name is Krista Kim. I'm a contemporary artist and founder of Techism, an artistic movement that merges technology and art to redefine our digital experience. I am also the co-founder of the Metaverse creative studio, zerostudio.ai, a creative IP studio with my co-founder, Peter Martin, who is an Emmy Award-winning XR film director and a futurist. At Zero, we seek to define the culture of immersive experiences and metaverse to use technologies and art for social impact. Our three pillars are education, health and wellness, and art. Very shortly, we'll go into the metaverse to meet my friend and collaborator, Dr. Srini Pillay, to introduce groundbreaking concepts of mental health programming in the metaverse. My origin story as the founder of Techism is rooted in a deep passion for blending the realms of art and technology. It was a quest to create a new artistic movement that would transcend traditional boundaries and provoke a new way of thinking about our digital world. I embarked on this journey with the belief that art has the power to inspire, challenge, and transform our perception of reality, while technology serves as a medium to manifest these visions into tangible experiences. In Japan, at the heart of the Reulay Temple Garden, an historic, eminent garden in Kyoto, I had an encounter of Zen that was profoundly immersive. The Zen garden, a sublime arrangement of rocks and raked gravel, isn't just a garden, it's a 500-year-old immersive experience that transcends the physical plane, teaching us lessons of peace, harmony, and mindfulness. At Reulay, I learned how a seemingly simple physical environment can create abstract meditation that provides a deep service to humanity, aiding in healing and self-discovery. This experience was a revelation for me, inspiring me to question how we might translate this Zen philosophy into our rapidly evolving digital world. I created a moment of meditation in Times Square, exhibiting my artwork called Continuum, taking over 96 screens during the month of February 2022, post-COVID, every night at midnight for 3 minutes, with Times Square Arts. This is how Reulay Temple Garden inspired me, creating a large-scale immersive experience of Zen and collective healing in the most frenetic place in the world during a period when we needed it most. The response from many was emotional. Why isn't this a regular, permanent installation for us every day? I learned a lot from this, and I asked myself, how can we also foster a similar sense of serenity and contemplation in the boundless expanse of the metaverse? And this is the Mars House. In creating the Mars House in the metaverse, I sought to bring the tranquil minimalism and immersive healing of Zen into the digital realm. I wanted to prove that even in the vast and virtual landscapes of the metaverse, we can create spaces that resonate with the same peace, simplicity, and tranquility of a Zen garden. We provide a service to humanity, a digital refuge that brings tranquility amidst the chaos of the most disruptive era of human civilization. The Mars House is a catalyst for igniting a collective fascination with the metaverse and immersive experiences. It is the first NFT house that was sold in the metaverse in history, sold for a record sale. The digital Zen, the fusion of technology and nature, is not just a paradox, but a promise. Promise that the metaverse can be more than a space of entertainment and commerce. It can be a sanctuary for our souls, a space where art, technology, and mindfulness come together to create healing and harmony. Regenesis is now showing at Palazzo Cipolla Museum in Rome for the Metaverse Hypothesis exhibition This project showcases the possibilities of AR in the beautification of urban spaces. I created this in collaboration with Alex Dang. This futuristic study envisions a public housing project called Mott Haven. It's a digital twin in South Bronx, New York. Brown, nondescript project housing buildings are transformed into stunning works of art using my meditative designs. Extended reality will provide creators with a platform to enhance the design and aesthetics of public places in virtual as well as augmented reality, resulting in a positive impact for the mental health of communities. This project is based on my hypothesis that wearable AR technology will eventually become increasingly powerful, widely adopted, therefore allowing us to intentionally augment every environment that we occupy. Through the power of art, let us put these ideas forward with mindfulness and wellness, humanity. As we delve deeper into the metaverse and immersive technology, it is essential to understand the mindset of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. These young individuals are particularly open to the concept of digital identity and avatar embodiment. They're pioneers of a new era, embracing the possibilities of digital realms as an extension of their own identity. Today, we will explore this topic further, delving into the significance and implications of avatar embodiment in the metaverse. For a few months, AI had eclipsed the metaverse before Apple recently announced the release of the Vision Pro. And it is now clear that the convergence of AI, immersive internet, and blockchain technology are the future. When these technologies converge, they unlock a realm of possibilities that will redefine our digital landscape. AI enables immersive experiences to adapt and respond to our needs, empowering virtual environments to understand our emotions, preferences, behaviors, creating personalized engagement interactions. XR technologies transcend the confines of physical reality and transport us into immersive realms. They have the power to dissolve the barriers between the real, virtual, opening up a world of infinite possibilities. Blockchain ensures trust and security within the immersive internet, enabling seamless interactions and fostering a sense of ownership and empowering users. However, the metaverse's significance extends beyond the realms of technology and art. It holds immense potential in addressing the global mental health crisis that plagues our society. The statistics are sobering. Rates of mental health disorders, particularly among young people, are soaring. Suicide rates are on the rise. Millions of people lack access to therapy or cannot afford it. It is a crisis that demands urgent attention and innovative solutions. This is where the immersive internet offers a solution through smartphones, laptops, AR, VR. By leveraging the power of virtual environments, we can provide therapeutic intervention, promote healing, self-reflection, personal growth. These immersive spaces can be tailored to individual needs, empowering users to take an active role in their mental well-being. For immersive healing, art, to virtual support groups, guided avatar journeys, meditations, immersive internet offers a new frontier for scalable and accessible mental health solutions. With the acceleration of AI, the metaverse, and blockchain, we have an unprecedented opportunity to accelerate human potential. And the metaverse is evolving rapidly. With the release of the Vision Pro, XR will accelerate, allowing us to have digital experiences out in the world. Immersive XR will offer nearly indistinguishable digital experiences from a physical reality. So one of the key factors driving adoption is open-mindedness of younger generations, specifically Gen Z and Alpha. These digital natives are especially open to embracing digital identity and avatar embodiment. It is crucial to understand their preferences and needs as we develop content and experiences in the metaverse. And collaboration is key in this content. Collaboration of artists, scientists, technologists, and companies to push the boundaries to create innovative solutions that are truly out of the box. Today, in just a few moments, I will have the incredible opportunity, and for the first time ever, go into the metaverse with my VR headset into the Cloud House. The Cloud House is a house that I created, I developed with my studio, Zero Studio, and the intention of this space is to have a place of Zen and wellness, a communal space, a space where you can go in by yourself if you're feeling stressed. There are activities there that you can partake in, or you can actually have community experiences, guided sessions, wellness groups, support groups, therapy. Joined by my esteemed collaborator, Dr. Srini Pillay, we will demonstrate various activities and engage in a thoughtful discussion about the future of possibilities of the immersive internet and XR for mental health. It is important to highlight that these immersive technologies and AI monitoring are not meant to replace genuine human connections, but rather to complement and enhance them. They serve as a valuable tool to bridge the gap and provide support where it is most needed, when it is most needed, in the moment that it is most needed. As we move forward, it is our collective responsibility to ensure that the metaverse is developed and utilized responsibly with a strong focus on ethics, privacy, and the well-being of users. Dr. Srini Pillay is the Chief Medical Officer of Reulay.com. He is a renowned Harvard psychiatrist, neuroscientist, and expert in the field of mental health and anxiety. With his vast knowledge and expertise, Srini has dedicated his career to exploring innovative approaches in therapy and pioneering collaboration with artists and technologists. His contributions to the intersection of neuroscience and technology have paved the way for groundbreaking advancements in mental care. We are privileged to have him today as we embark on a transformative discussion about the future of the immersive internet and XR and mental health. Let's go meet him in the Cloud House. This is the Cloud House. It's 3 floors, and every detail of this space is very intentional. Over here we have breathing exercise crystals that revolve every 4 seconds so that you can breathe in for 4 seconds, hold your breath for 4, exhale for 4, and repeat for 5 counts. It's called box breathing, so that when you come in here, you can actually partake in activities that relax the mind, do different activities such as these immersive activities here. We have portals that take you to immersive experiences. At Zero, we realize that the greatest challenge in the metaverse is that we need immersive experiences for storytelling and for education, for collective engagement. And so these portals take you into a group immersive experience, much like being in the MSG Sphere in Las Vegas, which is launching very soon. But I'm very happy to sit here with Srini. Hello, Srini. So nice to see you.
I can hear you, and it's lovely to see you.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited to speak to you today. I've been looking forward to this for such a long time. And where are you right now, Srini?
I am in Zurich right now, sort of moving between London and Zurich. But what's really amazing is that you can be there, I can be here, and we can be in the same place. That's what's kind of amazing.
Well, I really love it, and I thank you for joining us. We have a lovely audience. We want to know, how can a place like the Cloud House be a solution for mental health?
Well, you know, I think the Cloud House is really, it exemplifies what an ideal space for solving the mental health crisis could look like. And I think there are some generic elements that make it special. I think the fact that right now only 70% of people have access to mental health care, and the fact that 50% of people find mental health care affordable. Because of that, I think the metaverse is really well suited to address problems, some specific problems related to mental health. But in addition to that, I think Cloud House is a really beautiful environment. And one of the ways in which we are thinking about health right now is we're recognizing that mental health is not just about sort of what's in your brain or what's in your body. It's also about what's in the external environment, and we call this the exposome. And I think Cloud House is an example of an exposome that's been designed for a peaceful and I think somewhat sublime experience. I also think that at a high level, the ability to have avatars in the metaverse, while at some level, some people might look at it from a distance and say, oh, that looks silly. It's like people are playing games. But I myself was one of those people who wanted that a while ago. But once I got in and I could actually appreciate that you embody the personality of your avatar, and we can talk about more of that later.
Right.
It really struck me that there's a lot we can do with regard to identity. And I think that's a particularly strong piece of what the metaverse can offer. So I think access, affordability, a beautiful space and a beautiful exposome, and the presence of avatars are all things that make the metaverse really special.
I learned a lot about, digital identity and the embodiment of the avatar through really observing my children during COVID playing Roblox. And they're able to, meet their friends and really have a social life in Roblox. And I thought, wow, there's a real reframing of the self. And avatar embodiment is a whole new study in psychology. Let's delve deeper into that and how that can help mental health as well.
Yeah, I think a good place to start with that is to really reflect on what the self is. And I think that's probably too long a philosophical subject for this, but from a neural perspective, what we do know is that there is a circuit in the brain called the default mode network that is the brain's unfocused network that turns on and is very intrinsically involved in your sense of self. In fact, people refer to this as the center of gravity. Now, there was a study done that I think really exemplifies the malleability of identity. What the study showed was that they were trying to figure out if somebody took on the personality of a rigid librarian versus an eccentric poet, if the same person took on those different personalities, would that person have a different ability to solve creative problems? And what they found was, and this is something that I've been calling psychological Halloweenism, because what they found was that when you take on the identity of an eccentric poet, you are statistically significantly more likely to become creative than when you take on the identity of a rigid librarian. And I think what this illustrates is that identity is not fixed, and that what you identify with and embody can change your own cognitive capability. And so to that extent, I think that avatars are an extension of who we are, and I think our transcendent capabilities by connecting with these avatars can change our decision making. In fact, many studies, initial studies have shown that when people have weight problems, when they take on an avatar that is healthier looking, they start to exercise more and they start to eat differently. So the avatar is not just some fictitious representation of who you are. It is an opportunity for embodiment to change your cognition and also change your behavior as well.
So then we can develop programs where people are actually choosing and customizing the avatar of who they want to be. This kind of a program, is that what you're speaking about?
Yes, absolutely. And I think what's really amazing is that we can actually, no one person is just one personality. We benefit from different aspects of who we are. And so what the metaverse offers is an ability to represent and embody the different aspects of who we are.
Well, that's amazing. And I also want to talk about, not only avatar and the individual, but what about communities? We have a loneliness crisis that's happening right now, globally. And I think that bringing people together, even as their avatars, they embody their avatars in the metaverse, can be a healthy exercise. Can we talk about that?
Absolutely. I think we do have a loneliness epidemic. Certainly the Surgeon General has declared that. And for me, loneliness is not just about anxiety and depression. Those are really big problems, and those are particularly difficult. But loneliness is something that also, like many emotional states, also impacts the body. There have been studies that show that loneliness can decrease immunity, that loneliness can also cause coronary calcification, or at least it's strongly associated with this. And so to that extent, if we can create communities in the metaverse, we actually are able to then address some of the psychological distress, but also the potential physical consequences of loneliness as well. I also think that the anonymity of being an avatar really allows for greater socialization. So for things like social anxiety, or for situations of neurodiversity where social skills may be compromised, the avatar and the metaverse offer an opportunity for anonymity in social interaction and the ability to actually create a community. I think that the metaverse is an amazing place for the neurodiverse community, not just again at a behavioral level, but at a cellular level as well. You know, we actually know that for certain kinds of autism, there are some supporting cells in the brain that are not functioning optimally. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could show through these controlled metaverse environments that we can actually change the cellular function of people because social interactions can improve that brain function as well.
So are you suggesting workshops? Like what kind of programming would you develop with Reulayverse, for example?
Yeah, I think where we're at right now is I think creating workshops. I think one of the limitations is the number of people we can house in the metaverse. But as you and I have talked about, this problem is probably going to be solved fairly soon, so that we'll be able to house large numbers of people in the metaverse. So at one level, I'm suggesting that we have these workshops. At another level, I'm suggesting that a sense of belonging actually matters.
Yes.
So even if you're not actively involved in a group, if you know, for me, Web3, one of the beautiful things about Web3 and one of the most beautiful things about sort of how we can shift in our interactions with immersive internet is that we can make this a place where there is a sense of belonging. The Blue Zone studies have shown that feeling like you're part of the right tribe can actually help healthy longevity. And it can also give you a sense of purpose as well. So I don't feel it has to just be workshops. I think when people become identified with a place and they say, this is a place where I come to be, where I'm not judged, where people are free to interact with me, I'm free to be silent, I can sit as an avatar in the metaverse, appreciate the beauty of that, close my eyes and then begin to meditate. I think that workshops and also identification and feeling like you're a sense of that community are all things that could be potentially healing.
Brilliant. These are really, thank you for sharing that. On that note, you had mentioned meditation, and I was wondering if we can go together to the immersive guided meditation experience that I created. Would you like to go and check it out?
Yes, I'm ready when you are.
Great.
You count us down. Let's enter there together.
I'd like to invite you to do a quick relaxation technique with me. Breathe deep in your diaphragm and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Visualize a light starting from your head, scanning down your forehead, over your eyes. Okay, we're done with our
Over
demo.
your
Let's
nose.
go back to the cloud house. So Srini, are you here?
I am here.
Wonderful.
And ready to keep chatting.
So let's talk about that experience. Can you just give me your insights on that guided meditation?
Yeah, you know, I think we do know that meditation can be very helpful because what it actually does is help to decrease activation of certain structures in the brain that are associated with anxiety, like the amygdala. And meditation can help decrease anxiety significantly. And because anxiety can influence cognition, these meditations can be helpful as well. But at Reulay, one of the things that we're deciding to call, what we used to call our meditations, is just guided experiences.
Yeah.
Because to a certain extent, meditations require a sense of removal from the senses. So when you're meditating, you're not necessarily listening to a voice, you're going within yourself. But there's a lot to be said for downshifting and creating these experiences where you actually can relax into the voice and into the message. And so I think a meditation like that is amazing. And what I think is even more amazing is as we're beginning to understand what people like, we can use AI to match meditations to people so that we have a more personalized level of meditation or visually guided experience.
Right, these are the developments that we're really excited in exploring with you and creating these customized AI generative experiences for every individual in the metaverse and in XR in general. The Vision Pro is also very, very exciting as well for this application.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I think there's so many different directions we can take this in. For me, the promise of AI for personalizing experiences would be a huge advance for medicine, just because right now, the group data that we have are wholly insufficient in helping us understand what works for whom.
And the AI knows you. The AI will track you, will know you, will understand your biorhythms, understands you through your biometric data, connected to your Apple Watch, etc. It's an exciting time. It's a way that we can really be assisted through AI to self-regulate.
Absolutely.
What about the topic of leadership? That's something that you are leading in, especially in the virtual space. How can we create better leaders in the metaverse as well?
Yeah, well, as you know, my background's in psychiatry and in brain imaging, but I also pioneered a field called neurocoaching, where I use brain-based techniques to help leaders develop themselves and develop more resilient, agile, and creative teams. And for me, I'm on a think tank at McKinsey where we think about leadership quite deeply. And one of the things that my favorite definition of leadership is that of Warren Bennis. And what Warren Bennis said was, becoming a leader is synonymous with becoming yourself. It is precisely that simple, but also that difficult. Now, if you ask yourself, well, how do you become yourself? What is the self? Well, as I said, at some level, being able to unfocus for a period of time is going to allow your default mode network to kick in, and this network codes for self. But in addition to that, there are a number of other ways in which one can come to know the self. The first is through experiences of awe. What people say is that when you are in your day-to-day existence, the ego is front and center. But when you are overwhelmed by something that is incredibly beautiful, then the me becomes small, and you are liberated to a more transcendent version of who you are. And to the extent that becoming a leader is synonymous with becoming yourself, I think awe is a way to begin to build this competence. At Reulay, we are also developing other channels to be able to work with artists like you, where we have created a set of criteria to formulate an algorithm that will help with self-reorganization. We know, for example, that psychedelics have been known to create a sense of unity, to dissolve ideas of space and time, to connect people with more ineffable aspects of who they are. And so we asked, how do we define the criteria for art that can create the same thing, so that we have at least a portion of a supervised machine learning algorithm to be able to understand the criteria that define that art, and then match that to individuals. So we have that algorithm, and in addition to that, at Reulay, I've also developed a similar algorithm for symbolic art, because what we know is that human suffering and human behavior is not just impacted by coherent narratives in the brain. We absorb symbols. We follow archetypes. I was writing about this recently, about how unconsciously a person who is burnt out may actually be honoring they may be honoring an archetype that's associated with extremely hard work, or an archetype that is associated with being a faithful servant. Right. And they get caught up in this archetype, and even though they're trying to decrease their burnout, these archetypes can actually really lodge themselves in your consciousness and direct your behavior. Now, there's a lot of thinking around this in the psychoanalytic literature, but what I've actually created is a set of symbolic figures that can potentially change how you're relating to the world in a non-narrative way. So I believe also that one of the key functions that is necessary for leadership development is existential confidence. And existential confidence is a way of being in which you trust the way you are. And when you are in this way of being, you commit to a possibility that is not yet a reality, but that you know you can deliver on, even if you've not delivered on it in the past. And so through these experiences of awe, of self-rearrangement, of symbolic art, and existential confidence, these are non-cognitive experiences that can be experienced in the metaverse simply by exposure to particular experiences. And one of the experiences that we built to reflect this is the Reulay experience that is built to create a sense of awe.
Amazing. Why don't we go and demonstrate that right now? We are now in your immersive Reulay experience.
And your mission is to gather data. But at the same time, what a beautiful space to be able to enjoy. As you drift safely tethered inside a sphere that is so well crafted to be completely see-through. And if you could put a wish out into the beauty of the universe, what wish might you set forth now? Returning to the ship and off to your next destination. And as the sensors automatically gather the data, you get to drift in the beauty of places that no human has yet explored.
Why don't we return
Safe
back to the
and
cloud house
secure,
now, Srini?
wrapped in your unseeable but very solid
3,
sphere
2,
of
1.
security.
Can you please tell us about the intention when you created the journey?
Yeah, so I used to run the anxiety disorder service at Harvard, and one of the things I realized is that all anxiety is not the same. And so in our first channel, we created these nature-based experiences, and we created experiences that reflect different aspects of anxiety. So we have one channel, sub-channel, that is about decreasing overwhelm, and we have one sub-channel that's about decreasing negative thinking. We have another one that's about improving focus, one that's about relaxing the body, and then there's one that's about just escaping paralytic fear, and then one about enhancing a sense of possibility. And those are the experiences that we are currently working. We're in market working with companies so that they have this at their fingertips and they have this relaxation on demand. The experience that we just witnessed is one that we had not released to the public previously, which is in the domain of awe. And when you actually experience it in an immersive way, you experience this travel through space. You experience the overwhelm of the planets around you. And by then understanding which of those experiences matches best to you, we can understand what can decrease your stress and anxiety. In our pilot trial at Mayo Clinic, which again was a small trial, but we were able to show statistically significantly improved anxiety and emotional distress and focus. And that has really given us a lot of faith that science-based art design is really, I think, the future of well-being. And one of the reasons I'm so excited to be able to be in this space with you, Krista, is that I think it's time for science, art, and technology to be operating in the same brain space as it pertains to well-being and leadership.
Well, it was a beautiful experience, and we have now, reached a time limit, unfortunately. But thank you. That was a beautiful experience that you shared.